Okay, in this video, we are going to talk about the 5 tips for growing your network marketing team. And my name is Tasha Smith. If you don't know me, I'm the owner of Emerge Sales Training. And what we do is we help network marketers with their sales, leadership, recruiting, and social media skills. And what we're going to talk about today falls in recruiting, but we're really going to have a conversation about confidence. So when you are recruiting people to join your team, we need to first look at the dictionary definition of what is recruiting even. Because when we get this confused, then we mess a lot of things up. So number one, recruiting is to enlist someone into a cause. So what we're trying to do is really get them excited about the cause. Confidence, belief, and enthusiasm, they're contagious. And so when we're talking about recruiting, right, how do we become good at enlisting people into a cause? We have to have a conversation about confidence, and we have to ask, okay, even if I'm not where I want to be in my business, even if I don't know all the things to do, even if I'm just starting or just learning, or I failed before, or I've made mistakes as a leader, how can I be confident? And I really think confidence is like, am I doing a good job? And in order to know if you're doing a good job, it's really, really important that you know what your role is and what your role is not. Your role is not to be their therapist. Your role is not to, it's not a boss employee relationship, which is what a lot of people are familiar with. So they get really, really frustrated. And your role is actually not to be their business coach for their entire business, like to be the source of all knowledge, or to motivate people. That's not that's not your job. A lot of those pieces dealing with those, that's their role. So what is your role as a network marketing leader? So we're going to outline these to give you a little bit of clarity. What's really cool about these 5 things that will help you to grow your confidence or to focus on is that you realize that you're in control of them. And when you understand that you are in control of whether or not you do a good job, that increases your confidence, which increases your ability to enlist people into cause and grow your team. All right, so the number one is role model. Role model your compensation plan. And so what your company is paying you to do, they are paying you to network, they're paying you to invite people to one-on-ones or some sort of event, and then enlist them into the cause, right? Whatever the mission of your company is with your products and such. So we want to network, invite, enroll, and enlist. Role model that is the first step. That is your job as a network marketing leader, because they are going to do what you do more than they're going to do what you say. Number 2 is to this is not as fun, but it's important. Document your processes. So as you're inviting people, copy and paste that into a document so that you have like what you're saying. And then when you have your one-on-ones, what is your outline? Document these processes, because when you bring people onto your team, it's going to be so much easier for them to do the job if they can kind of see it all laid out on some paper, like the way if you went to your corporate job, you had a little manual, right? That makes things way simpler, a lot more repeatable for them to be able to get good results. And what's really nice about this one is it doesn't take a lot of skill. It just takes a little bit of work ethic, and to sit down and do that tedious work. Now, the next 3 are when you're actually interacting with your team. So your role is to encourage them, not to motivate them, not to be the sword. Like if they don't have drive, then you can't give them drive. But if they do have drive, you can encourage them when they're discouraged. You could excite them and inspire them to try reaching a goal that they haven't reached before. You can certainly share success stories of others to encourage them or invite them to events where they can learn and grow and meet other people to continue to encourage them. So we want to ask, am I encouraging the people on my team? Support their skill development. Not be the full source of all of their skill development. Their skills are their responsibility. But when you understand that your role is to support the skill development, when you don't, know everything, you can point them to resources where they can improve their skill development. You can practice with them, or as your team grows, you can run team trainings at certain intervals where you can pass along that information so that their skill development is supported, so they don't have so much Googling and research and YouTube to do. You can make that a little bit easier, which is kind of along the lines of documenting processes. And then give your team some clarity. There are so many moving parts in network marketing once you really, really start to get into it, because you have the sales and the recruiting and the leadership and all that. But also a lot of the people on your team, they're going to have other jobs, other responsibilities. And so because of that, people sort of get overwhelmed, and there's so many different things that they could do. And so as a leader, right, part of your role is to kind of cut through some of that fog and say, okay, based on where you are, here are the next 3 things that I want you to focus on. And that little bit of guidance and that little bit of mentorship, if it is in like structured scheduled calls or in some other formats, ask yourself, am I giving my team clarity? Am I putting them in a situation where they just have to go figure everything out, like sink or swim? That's not right. Because we can document the processes, we can support their skill development, we can give them clarity. We can't do the work for them, we can't motivate them if they don't have it, but we can certainly control our contributions to these 5 areas. When we do that, it increases our confidence. We're less attached to their outcomes and their results. We have more confidence, and we're able to invite confidently for people to take advantage of the business opportunity on the team. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that at least one of those tips really stood out to you, and that you have an amazing and awesome rest of your day.
Bye.